How to use Jeneric Hardware. If you watched our videos, you can now make 12 generic adapters that connect PVC pipe and fittings to bolts, nuts, and hardware, as shown in our display here. For starters, let's take advantage of the hundreds of PVC pipe and fittings do-it-yourself projects on the internet and simply add bolts, nuts, and threaded common hardware to them. In the plans, we can replace couplings and elbows with T's. The T can go in either direction. We can also replace the elbow with a cross, picking up two openings that we can use, and we can also use side outlet fittings for additional openings. Now you can put these into the pipe in the diagram, or you can cut the pipe on existing projects, but you will have to use no-stop fittings in order to get them into place. Once you've done this, you can mount your projects. In this case, we have a 5/16 nut or double nut, and we put a 1/4-inch screw into it. Now this then can be mounted into wood, or it can be put into an anchor and can be anchored into sheetrock, or it could be anchored into masonry. Here we have two 1/2-inch nuts, one of our adapters, and we put a 3/8 lag bolt into it. The lag bolt can then be screwed into wood, or it can be anchored into masonry. Another means of anchoring is we have a mounting plate where it can be screwed into wood, it can be anchored into sheetrock, or it can be anchored into masonry, and then we can put a 3/8 stud adapter into it and use it as our mounting point. This is a split ring hanger. Now the split ring hanger is usually used with the mounting plate, and you can use this because this particular one will take 1-inch pipe, so you can attach 1-inch pipe that way. And then you can mount and you can change the angle by adjusting the pipe. Now we have our nested couplings, which we've discussed before, 1/2 by 3/4, 3/4 by 1, and 1 by 1 1/4, which can be used to increase the size of your mounted pipe. And we have flush bushings, which we created actually by cutting the nested couplings in half. So these are now flush bushings which you can use. And if you can't get to the size you want in this way, reducers are available at your local hardware or online. You can also bolt to your project or use a stud and nut to connect wood or metal, whatever you want, to your project. Here we have a piece of hardware. We have one of the 8 possible nut adapters, and we have a piece of hardware. So you can connect hardware, J-bolts, U-bolts, I-bolts, etc. Now, this is a nut or double nut adapter. You have 8 of them that we know how to make. And they can be put into the fittings, obviously, any of the fittings that you've put into your projects. And also, the 4 sizes we're dealing with, 1/4, 5/16, 3/8, and 1/2, there are stem casters which will thread into this, which means that you can put wheels onto all your projects if you want to roll them around. Now envision your options. Thank you.